What is history? History is the study of our past, a record of the events that happened long, long ago. It tells us about the life of the people during a particular period of time. It is a written account of the development of human civilization. History helps us to understand the political and social systems, economic activities, and culture of people, and the causes and effects of events in a sequence. History not only looks at important events such as wars, revolutions, change of governments, and great inventions, but also explains why and how. It is the story of the progress of man from the beginning of civilization to the present time in a chronological order. History, or his story, is indeed the story of man. Relevance of history. Why do we study the past? We study the past to learn how our forefathers lived. History is the link between the past and the present. Every new thing invented and every new idea has its origin in the past. History tells us about kings, queens, and about the life of ordinary people. We learn about the achievements of great men, how they changed people's lives and influenced not only them but future generations also. It answers many questions about past events. Star fact: the word history comes from the ancient Greek word histo, which means know this. People who study and write about our past are called historians. History helps us to understand our society. In India, we have different kinds of people, languages, and religions. History tells us how we came together and how we learned to live together. It helps us to understand the concept of unity in diversity. Star fact: history teaches us about our culture. By culture we mean art, architecture, sculpture, literature, religion, and language. Culture also includes how we dress, how and what we eat, what rituals or festivals we celebrate, our amusements, and the values we cherish. History helps us to learn from our past mistakes so that we do not repeat them. It teaches us to remain united and be proud of our culture. Hence, if a culture or civilization needs to develop, it needs to be linked closely and be able to understand and appreciate its past, its history. Star fact: ancient manuscripts were written on dried palm leaves or on thick bark of trees, copper plates, or even on solid rocks and pillars. Sometimes they were written on animal's skin called parchment. India has a rich collection of manuscripts. Division of history. Indian history is divided into three periods, namely ancient, medieval, and modern periods. Incidents which took place up to the 8th century AD come under ancient history. Incidents which took place between the 9th to the 17th century come under medieval history, and those which took place from the 18th century till date come under modern history. Under the ancient history of India, we mainly study about the Maurya and the Gupta rulers. Under medieval history of India, we mainly study about the Sultanate and the Mughal rulers, and under modern history of India, we study about the British rule in India. Sources of history. Historians depend on reliable sources in order to make a correct assessment of events. The sources of history are of two kinds. They are literary sources and archaeological sources. Literary sources. Literary sources can be divided into two groups: religious and secular. Religious literature. Writings which deal with religion are called religious literature. The four Vedas, the two great epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, the Upanishads and the Puranas are a rich source of information on Hindu religion and Aryan society. In the same way, the Jatakas and Triptikas of the Buddhists and the Angas and Purvas of the Jains also give us many historical details. Secular literature. Literature that is not religious is called secular. Poems, plays, accounts of foreign travelers, and works in the field of politics and science are included in this. The accounts of Fahin and Huensang, the Indica of Megasthenes, and the Arthashastra of Kautilya give us information about the lifestyle, kingship, and ideas of people in the ancient period. Poems, plays, and stories give us an insight into history. For example, Kalidasa's plays Meghadoot and Abhigyan Shakuntalam give information about the Gupta period as well as acquaint the readers with the flora and fauna of that time. Archaeological sources. Archaeology means the study of the remains of the past. Archaeological sources are of three kinds: inscriptions, monuments, and other objects like coins, weapons, etc. History of ancient India is based heavily on evidences supplied by archaeology. The word archaeology in Greek means the study of what is ancient. The remains of materials such as weapons, pottery, monuments, coins, etc. are discovered after digging or excavation. These material remains are also called artifacts. Our knowledge of the prehistoric man and Indus Valley civilization, for example, is based on archaeological evidence. Star fact: those who study the remains of the past are known as archaeologists. Inscriptions. Writings which are normally engraved either on stone surface or on metal or brick are called inscriptions. The study of inscriptions is called epigraphy. These are found mainly on rocks, pillars, stone tablets, buildings, and metal plates. These inscriptions provide a lot of information about names and dates of kings, the extent of their empires, important events during their rule, and religious and cultural practices. In addition to giving information about his political career, Ashoka's rock inscriptions throw light on his religious beliefs and his administration. The Allahabad pillar inscription tells us about the extent of Samudragupta's empire and his conquests. Monuments. Old buildings, which are important historically, are called monuments. Caves, stupas, temples are of great historical importance. Stupas at Bharut and Sanchi, the caves of Ajanta and Ellora, the temples of Mahabalipuram and Thanjavur tell us a lot about religion and art of ancient India. The carvings on the panels of the Qutub Minar tell us about the reign of the Delhi Sultans, and the Taj Mahal tells us about the glorious reign of the Mughals. Coins. The study of coins is known as numismatics. Coins are a useful source of history. They give us information about the use of metal during that period and the economic conditions of the people. During Gupta period, gold coins were found in abundance. It shows economic prosperity of Gupta period. The time to which it actually belongs. Trading relations between two countries from the discovery of coins of one country found in another. From the pictures of gods and goddesses engraved on the coins, we come to know about the religion of the ruler who issued those coins. Samudragupta's coins show the emperor playing the veena, a musical instrument. His warrior character is also shown by the coins which depict the battle axe and the tiger. This clearly shows his multifaceted personality. These sources have helped historians to reconstruct the past. It is not that there are no missing links, but the search goes on to fit in the missing jigsaw pieces and complete the picture. Need to preserve sources. The National Archives of India was established in New Delhi in 1920. It helped a lot in preserving the precious books, magazines, periodicals, etc., which helped the scholars greatly in writing history. Many big or small museums are located in different cities of India where we can see the objects belonging to the past. On the basis of carbon-14 dating, we can also know about the age of those objects. Discuss about the significance of learning history.